Hello and welcome to Retro Vehicles and Machinery. My name's Richard, and this week we've got in one of my favourite little cars, a Lancia Delta Integrale. It's a 16 valve model. It's in for a few repairs. As you can see, it's had a little bit of a fire. The heater motor was seized up and the chap switched it on and it burnt out, caught on fire, just charred the bonnet grill a little bit here, but he was lucky, he was able to get it out nice and quickly, so it's not spread, it's not caught any of the rest of the car on fire. The fuel line's good, everything else, which was very lucky indeed. So I've got a new heater motor for it. I've got a new, some second-hand parts we've found through a breakers. I've got a new top of a heater box and a motor, and also whilst he was at the breakers he's managed to find the correct pattern Recaro interior to repair that seat. So we've got a seat back to fit as well. So I'll have a look at getting some of the little, I've already started pulling a few of the little sprung clips off the heater box that joins it all together, and we'll have a look, see what else we can do. Yeah, so instead of popping a fuse anyway, in typical Italian car wiring, it shorted and just kept, I would imagine the little resistors there for the speeds were glowing, which caught the box on fire. I just removed this here, which I'm not sure. Oh my word, is that a pollen filter? Could be, I think it is. I've never seen one made of hair before. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. It's interesting. Get to a few more of these little metal clips along the sides of the box here. I do have a complete second-hand box from a breakers to put on. Removed, a couple down the front to go, and we'll see what happens. I'm just undoing two little retaining nuts at the back of this top box. Two little 10mm spanner size nuts. There we go, he's in the pot now. Hopefully that's about everything I can see that's holding all that lot in. I'll have a quick look at the new part just to see if I can see any bits on there hiding. Well, I've managed to get that top box off with a lot of fighting. It's clipped in at the back. There's a couple of bolts holding it, so it's a bit of a nightmare, but it did come. The bottom of the box looks to be in quite good nick. I will hoover it all out before I put the lid of the new one back in. There's the old motor. I've just managed to hook this bit of trim out the way as well, because that's a flipping nightmare. Feed that wire back. That looks a little cleaner in there. Sorted that out a bit. So here is the new fan. It is perfect, luckily, it's the right one. He can go back in the casing there. There is a little blob of melting casing in the bottom, but that's miles out the way of the blades there, so that's good. And we'll screw him back in. It's looking good. So I've managed to put the top of the heater box back in. So this whole panel here was a pain in the ass to fit, but it's back in. The pipes are back on for the little actuators for the flaps. That's all in. I've put the heater resistor back in, the pack, and there's a little plastic cover that clips all that in place. That was the reason it caught on fire. Well, the fan being seized was the reason, but Obviously the little resistor pack there got glowing so hot it caught the plastics on fire. The new grate is back on the top there. I've hoovered all the box out. I have ordered, believe it or not, a new pollen filter, because I was amazed that this car had a pollen filter, but when I pulled it out, I've never seen a pollen filter quite like this. It looks like it's made out of hair, but that's the original one, and it's obviously been in there a very, very long time. I did get some Bosch cross-reference numbers from the local motor factors, which they've said they've managed to order one, so I'll hold hope that it's going to be the right one, but you never know. This sort of heat shield back in as well, all screwed back in, the coolant bottles back in. Or there's a little pipe to hook on. There's a little clip down the bottom here that one of the pipes clips into. Just push him on. There we go, he's in. The heater motor is all wired in and plugged in, so that's not looking too bad. We're not too far away. I'll see if I can find the little plastic clip. That's in my box of bolts there. So this little clip plastic plug thing just held everything in. I think it just went on the top and slid down maybe. Yeah, it does. That's quite nice and simple for a change. Have to get a torch to double check that. But yeah, that's in. That's just how that fits. Good. Oh, that's that in as well. So I put the battery terminal on. That works. I'm pleased with that. So next job on the Lancia Delta is replacing this seat back. I have a good second-hand one that doesn't have any tears. It's really clean and tidy. So to remove it, I've had to take the little plastic cover off here on this side. There's a big flat blade bolt, I would imagine, bolts that in there. And we'll have a look on the other side. So there's the little cover on the floor just here. That one's off. So here we've got the Recaro scroller to make the seat move, the back go up and down. Got the camera somewhere good. Got a torch on the go so I can see. I'll see if I can remove the inner of, well, the little cover that sits there. There we go. That's that off. It's difficult to try and take those covers off without damaging them, but we've managed to do it then. So there's an Allen key socket. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's a 6. I'll get him undone. There is a plastic cover on this side that looks to have a crosshead screw holding it on as well. There's a little wheel. What have we got here? Oh, there's the top plastic cover that just clips on like a Capri one. And we got 2 Allen bolts there. I would imagine that'll probably be the easiest to take it off here, the 2 Allen bolts, rather than take it off at the bottom, so I can't get to it. I'll have a look. The seat does come with this roller mechanism. This roller mechanism's in nice nick. It's not been used or worn out that much. The car's not done mega amounts of miles. So I'm undoing these 2 big Allen key sockets. Allen key bolts. And we get a ratchet and a socket for this. I don't know if the Allen key's gonna, yeah, I reckon they're held in with a bit of Loctite, feels like. That one's coming. Yeah, there's a bit of headlock on that. Doesn't help, the seat was moving a little bit as well, pinching the bolt in tight. I might try and take this one. Or maybe leave this one in just a couple of threads, this other one. Just because I've got that flathead screw to take out as well. Right, they're both good now, so they're both loose. I'll have a look at undoing the flathead screw on the other side. So I've got a big flathead screwdriver to try and undo this one. I'll put the camera somewhere. Oh, it's undoing quite easily. I don't think it was that tight, to be honest. I suppose these Recaros can wobble loose over the years. I'll take this one out. I can't really put the camera anywhere at the moment, so I'll maybe just turn it off a sec. Was literally just undo that screw and the 2 Allen bolts and the whole back's come off. So that's looking good. I'll get the new back and we'll offer it up. Right, I have the new seat back here. What I've done is just taken the adjuster tilt mechanism off it because it had that on. Alright, I'll try. Looks as though that just goes on there. Possibly. There she goes. Let's see if we can get a couple of Allen cap bolts in this one. I do like these 80s Recaro seats. So I've always fitted them in a Capri out of a 2.8 whenever I've had a Capri on the road. And I love them in these Integrales as well. They really, really suit the car. Nice comfy Recaro. And a Sierra Cosworth as well there. Nice ones. Right, those two are in. I will try move the seat forward a bit and put the flathead screw back in. I'll have to do that. So I think I've actually bettered the design here. Usually there's a fibre washer that sits between the hinge and the seat itself. But what I'm doing is using the spare plastic washer I had, as the fibre washer had just crumbled away to nothing. And I didn't have a fibre washer that size. So we'll see if it works. I have got it started now. Just took a bit of faffing around. What I've got was a little bit of seat material trying to go into the threads with the bolt. I'll just snip that up with both hands. Right, that's looking good. I'm going to put the plastic cover back on now. So that's looking pretty sweet now. We've got the plastic cover back on. I'll have a look at putting the covers back on the other side. But yeah, this seat's in nice condition. It matches the nice 80s stripy patterns, which is cool. So the last pieces of the puzzle to go on. I'll pick the better one of these. It's this one here. Not any damage on the top. I can go over, flicking like that. I think he just sits like that. And there is my handle. Again, we'll pick the better one out of the two. There's really not much in it with these. They look identical. That's good. Allen key bolt in the middle. And that sort of sits in the keyway. There we go. It's on its keyway now. Sort the bolt out. Alright, get that in. Snip him up. So this is a bit better design than the Ford ones. The Ford ones have like a sprung clip that goes in and twists and then holds it in. They can be a bit of a pain in the butt. Recaro badge. Look at that. 80s fresh. Cool. That's another job done.